How do you raise a successful and resilient child without overparenting or helicopter parenting? We're going to talk about that today. So we're talking about how to raise a successful child, but first, what is success?
Boy, that feels like going to the ice cream parlor and there's like everybody loves ice cream and everybody has an idea, but boy, doesn't ice cream come in how many flavors?
Well, I know when I was a child, my mom thought that to be successful meant that I got straight A's in school, just like my brother did.
Wow, back hundreds and hundreds of years ago, if your father was a blacksmith, you had to be a blacksmith. That was success.
Right. So what is the difference between IQ, EQ, and AQ?
Well, one's like an intellectual quotient. This is almost kind of like your capacity for like knowledge. Your EQ would be that emotions, being able to control your emotions, being able to pick the can and can't, or better known as victim and victor. This is your emotional quotient. But I'd have to say the one that's probably the catalyst of all catalysts is the AQ. It's your adaptability quotient, where you take your thoughts and your feelings and you either put them together for helping, hurting, or you're kind of being held right into place. AQ is really, what's it going to be like when you're all by yourself? And if success had to have a formula, I think it really lies in that AQ, Bonnie.
Well, that sounds good, because when I think about what makes a successful child, I'm thinking I want my children to be happy and confident and independent and respectful. I want them to have good work ethic and values for this world.
Well, that's good that you want those things. And that might be where the rub comes into play.
Could be.
But if we could just take a little spin on it and go, well, what if this thumbprint, which is unique to all of us, was like our unique gift or a desire, why we're here, right? And then we kind of we pick our parents, and then we have this little window where they do for us, but there's this training phase in our animal kingdom to prepare, like do for, do with, so you can do all on your own, and then you launch out of the nest. And to be successful, it would be like in this window, if you did for me the whole time, well, I'm going to be launching out like a snack because I can't fend for myself. But it's to transfer and to be successful. If it is to be, it's up to me.
Yes.
And I am a genius when I embrace my own uniqueness, because at the end of the day, yeah, you could do what mom or dad wanted, but when they're not around, you end up doing what you want to anyways.
Yeah.
So maybe success is finding that magical gift, why you're here, why you showed up in physical form from the spiritual world as a winning lotto ticket. There's only one sperm that made it in the egg, and that's you. And you picked your trusted advisors, mom and dad, to show you how the world works. Not imprint on you, but show you how it works so you can step into your power, because I'll tell you what, nobody normal ever made history. And doesn't it feel like you're in your sweet spot of sweet spots when you get to share what only you can do, so magical that nobody else can, and share your gifts with the world? Because I really did fall in love with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I think we all did. So what we're saying here is when your child has the ability to go, look what I did all by myself, and they're exuding just pure inner joy and confidence, that would be a successful child.
Even if what you wanted doesn't count, but is valid because you had good intentions, but can you really let go and let God happen?
Right. So in the next few minutes, we're going to give you a formula that no matter who you are, no matter who your child is, you'll have the parenting tools to raise a successful and resilient child. We're Bonnie and
Thomas Leota.
Yes, we're the founders of Creating Champions for Life, and we help parents who are right now raising strong-willed, maybe oppositional children become the most healthy, happy, and cooperative children around. So if you get something from this video, make sure to click like and subscribe to our channel, because we're going to bring you the most empowering and powerful, efficient parenting tips to exist. Somewhere along the way, as parents, we've been taught to control our child's behavior with who they are, how they should act, and what your expectations are, to the point where children are being put into a box of competing with the Joneses. Let's just say this. So step number one would be what, Tom?
You want to validate that there's a little genius who's just embracing his own uniqueness.
Right. So when it's 2 minutes before dinner and your toddler's going, I want a cookie.
I would love for you to have a cookie. That's validate. I didn't say yes or no. I validated what was most important to
the toddler.
That's right. That's all they want to do is be heard. And if you say no, they're going to be in a loop like a broken record. Validate is what all of us will do, or we get really loud until somebody does.
Yeah, so it's basically about hearing what your child wants to do. The 8-year-old comes home from school and we know you want them to do their homework or clean their room or put their backpack away. But your child comes in the door and right away is like, I want to go to my friend's house.
I would love for you to go to your friend's house. Which friend were you actually thinking about going to?
You kind of alluded to step number 2. Right now, we're just talking about validating.
That's right.
All right, we got some exciting tips coming up for you here right away. So basically, you're saying, I would love for you to go to your friend's house. Which friend do you want to go to? We're validating. Now, I'm a teenager. Hey, Mom, I want to go to a party this weekend.
Oh my gosh, a party? I would love for you to be able to go to a party. I remember going to parties. What is it about the party that you like?
Okay, so step 1 was validate. Step 2 is we're going to ask questions for deeper understanding before just jumping in with over my dead body. Your homework's not done yet. No, you can't leave because your room's not clean. We're going to do step 2, which is ask questions.
Yeah, and this is to share some love or take a moment to just get out of your adult world and go back into being a kid and being like, I remember my first bike, trike, car, kiss, party, whatever it was. Like, go back in time, because asking them to fast forward to yours, that would be like asking your 5-year-old to go, well, tell me about a mortgage. They have no clue to fast forward, but we can go back. So take time, maybe 5, 10, 12 questions. Keep asking more questions so they get a chance to explain more, so we, as the trusted advisors, can have a deeper understanding of their wants, needs, and desires that, of course, are more important to them.
Oh my gosh, this is so powerful. The next 2 points we're going to give you are also powerful, so stick around. But I just want to say that when I started studying personal development and reading books on how to become a successful adult, the first chapter in Think and Grow Rich was called Desire.
That's right.
And I was always taught, like, step number 1 to, achieving anything is to have a goal. But step number 1 to achieving anything is actually desire, because it's the desire that your child has for their goals that's going to fuel them with motivation from the inside out. Because if you want them to do their homework or clean their room or what have you, don't you think that they'll do it more happily and they'll do a better job when they're accomplishing the task for something that's important to them from the inside out? Okay, we're moving on to step number 3, Tom. What is that?
That would be called show me, or show them. If they're going over to a friend's house and you know that as the responsible adult, you got to make sure that, like, say, the vacuuming is done and the windows were actually clean and the laundry was in the basket, show them exactly the step-by-step things that they can do, so when they do them, they get a chance to go.
Yes.
But telling them that they can't because he didn't do this, throw that away. Show them exactly a simple 1, 2, 3.
Right.
And when they do 1, 2, 3, that's when they get a chance to go. That's why they're asking you to be their hero, not the extra in their movie.
Awesome. So we're moving on to step number 4, because how many of you know that you say, as soon as your homework's done and your laundry's in the laundry basket, you can go. Then the child's going to whine or complain, especially if we've been on the whole positive parenting train up until this point in trying to control everything that they do. They're going to whine and complain to try to get it the easy way. So what's step number 4?
Step number 4 is to believe they can learn.
Yes.
This is called encouragement.
Yes.
Imagine them holding a little sign that says, I am willing to learn if you're willing to teach, which is crossed out. Show me. And they're going, well, gosh, if my little kid came up to me and go, do you believe I can learn? Well, I sure do. Well, then believe that my can't also has a can. Well, I can't do that. I believe that you can.
Right.
Well, I don't want to, but I believe that inside you will be able to do it.
Yeah, I thought you wanted to go to your friend's house. I thought you wanted the cookie. I thought you wanted to go to the party. That's encouraging them to go after their goal by following the parent-approved plan that you've just showed them.
Yes, that's the power of belief. Believe that they can learn and they will do things off your radar you could never imagine on their own uniqueness.
Absolutely.
And that's step number 4, which is encouragement.
Encourage them through the obstacles, because you know what? Above desire and above goals is the ability to persevere through obstacles, to experience the odd little challenge here and there. Because if your child is having struggle with their homework, that might just be the struggle that they need to go to that they don't want to do because they don't know how to do their homework. So you're going to see opposition. You're going to find out what that opposition is through following the VACE formula. Validate. Maybe there's an obstacle. Ask questions for deeper understanding, show them exactly what to do, and encourage them again, and continue the process so you can raise a resilient and successful, happy child. Now, if you like what you've seen here today and you're looking for a little bit more, over to the right-hand side, you're going to see a couple more videos that you can choose from. On the bottom over there, you're going to see a long-form video where we're going to take you by the hand, we're going to lock arms with you and show you step-by-step how to guide your child's behavior in a more positive and proactive way than trying to control it with consequences and boundaries. And the video on the top is how to turn opposition into healthy, happy, cooperative kids.
And until we meet again,
Here's to your parenting success.
Cheers.
Bye for now.